I wish there was just more northern representation in wargaming. Well, it must be northern if it's from Sean Bean. Proper northern. Let's get 'em opened.
This video is sponsored by the empiregamestore.co.uk. For exclusive bunker discounts, follow the link in the description below.
Okay, so our Northern Alliance or Varangur fleets have arrived and we're going to rip them open. So we're going to do the entire faction, guys. I've got everything apart from the flyers. They're on back order, unfortunately, but they'll be along shortly. Surprise, Rob. We bought these models from Brian at the Empire Game Store. Follow the link below, guys, for really good discounts. And we've used some of the channel proceeds and some of the Patreon donations. And this is a surprise for Rob. I'm going to build them, paint them, and this is going to be his second fleet for Armada. So thank you, Rob, for all the support and help you have with the channel. And I hope you enjoy your new fleet when we get there. But first, I'm going to unbox them because I can't not. So let's crack her open. With all things, we do it live and unfiltered. So in here, we have 3 resin miniatures and a fair few cards. Whoop. So let's have a look at the miniatures first. So it comes pretty stacked with miniatures as we're used to. So your sails are all one piece now, guys. So those from back in the day, so to speak. Sails are one piece and they're really lovely. They're like the Viking sort of sailboats, as you'd imagine. And you have one's on an angle. Yeah, the sails are all, as you would imagine, aren't they? Tiny little catapults. So we've come off a frame, which is no problem. Cool looking dragon's head. Now there's some serious detail on there, that's really nice. And the bodies of the ships themselves. Wow, that's beautiful. That's really nice. Crisp detail, beautiful embossed armour plates. The cannons are really nice. Spined on the back of the boat. There's no warping or air bubbles on that whatsoever. That really is a big statement for the quality of Mantic product now, it really is. So there's that one. I love it, it's like Vikings. Same again. To get that thin and have no issues is a really big statement. It really is. And same again then, that's like your little ship. So the models are absolutely gorgeous. But let's have a look at the cards. Okay, that is a serious stack of cards that you get in there. It looks like there's an additional pack there which has replaced some of the previous ones, so I've just gone through them all. Right, so 3 ship cards first of all. Let's start with those and then we'll go into the differences of the fleets. So as you'll notice, it's a dual symbol faction, which is cool. So Serpent class, 58 points. It's got the Ice Blast special rule and is a main battleship. 1 heavy at the front, a light at the back, 2 heavy, 3 lights and 2 close down the sides. Movement of 4, nerve 52, structure point 70, crew strength of 6. That's a solid vessel for the points, that. Solid vessel. Red 10s as well. Now Ice Blast, if we look at the fleet special rules, if a ship causes 8 or more damage on an enemy ship in a single shooting attack from 1 weapon position, excluding critical hit damage, reduce the enemy ship's speed by 1. If the enemy ship is already anchored or grounded, it takes an extra D3 damage. So that basically literally freezes ships and slows them down, which is really cool. The Snecker. So that's your 16-point movement for nerve 15, structure point 2, crew strength 2, yellow 10, small ship, 2 lights either side and an indirect at the front with light oars. Now for light oars, when this ship may slow down and control its movement, so basically during one move step it is activated, it may move any distance up to its move value instead of the full amount with a minimum of 2, so it can go from 2 to 4 for 1 activation. A Drakkar, 36 points, medium ship, ram 1, so it's able to ram, and it's got oars. So oars allow you to manoeuvre slightly differently, which is pretty cool. 36 points, movement 6, ooh, 25 nerve, 34 structure points, 7 crew strength, and it's got 3 lights either side. These boys are boarders, aren't they? So these ships. Fleet rules. The Northern Alliance Glide. Affects all ships in the Northern Alliance fleet, except squadrons. Once per activation, a ship may attempt to move an extra 1 or 2 inch after one of its move steps by making a skill test with a +2 modifier. You can choose to declare when this ability has been used, but it must be done before any turning. Okay, that's pretty cool. And the Varangur. Retribution. Affects all ships in the Varangur fleet. If a ship loses a boarding action after any nerve test, the winning enemy ship immediately suffers D3 +1 damage, regardless of the state of the Varangur ship, even if it was sunk. Okay, that's pretty cool. They're a boarding fleet, aren't they? And let's have a look at the Varangur. Let's have a quick little look at the extra rules. So we've got the Ice Blast and Ram. We know that, don't we, already? Fleet rules Trapper. When within 6 inches of the ship, friendly ships have counts having grappling hooks upgrade. Oh, that's pretty cool. Light oars. The ship may slow and control its movement, which we've already heard about. Icekin Assault. So if the ship wins a boarding action, immediately roll another 3d10 for it to attack again with the same modifiers as the original attack roll. Oh my god, that's incredible. The Gaze of Kongan. Any enemy ship attempting to cast fire as she bears against his ship suffers an additional -1 to hit. Okay. If an enemy ship begins its activation within 3 of the ship, it may not make any turns in its first move step. Wow. Navigator. This ship may always attempt to evade terrain, including rocks, and may do so with a +1 modifier to its evade skill test. So they're pretty manoeuvrable, aren't they? Let's have a look at the Varangur cards. So, let's have a quick look. Varangur fleet upgrades. Okay. So these are unique captain upgrades. Varkir Gloam Sprite. Once per game after a move step, and instead of turning and firing, this ship can move laterally. Okay, up to 3 inch, ending up parallel to its initial position and with the same facing, complying with all of the normal movement rules. That is super powerful in a game which is all based around wind direction. Othir Bloodhair. Once per game, this ship captained by Othir Bloodhair can choose to swap the damage inflicted during a boarding action. What? This means the damage initially dealt by the Varangur ship is suffered by the Varangur ship, and the damage inflicted by the enemy ship is suffered by them. Wow, that's really good. That's really good. Infernal Runes, main battleship only. Once per turn, a ship with this upgrade may add 1d10 to a shooting attack from weapon position. This can cause critical hits as normal. This attack has a range of 8 inch, hits on a 7+ with no modifiers, and if successful, causes D3 damage and put a blaze marker on the ship and a roll of a 4+. For each friendly ship with Infernal Rules within 6 of this ship, add +1 to the damage amount rolled. Oh my god. Okay. That's no nonsense. Sons of Korgan. Before a boarding action involving the ship, make a skill test for this ship before any of the dice is rolled. If the test is passed, inflict 2 damage on the enemy ship before the boarding action takes place. This extra damage cannot count towards determining the winner or loser, but may cripple or destroy the enemy. Fair enough. Once per game, you can force your opponent to reroll all successes for either a shooting attack or boarding action against this ship. You must decide to use this ability after your opponent has rolled their dice. Wow, okay. And Northern Alliance abilities. So let's do the captains, shall we? There we go. So Northern Alliance captains. Skadi. Skadi can attempt to conjure an iceberg. Okay, as the first action in the end phase, roll a d10. On a 4 or more, place a rocks marker to represent the iceberg anywhere within 18. Ships can choose to evade as normal, or can choose to hit the iceberg. If a ship hits the iceberg, it suffers d6 +2 damage, but can otherwise act normally. Once an iceberg has been hit, remove it from play. Icebergs do not block visibility. Oh wow. Okay. And then Aelfred. Redeploy up to 2 friendly ships after determining the wind on the first turn. Oh wow. You must fulfill scenario conditions, but repositioned ships must still observe the scenario deployment rules and cannot be ships that are unique to scenarios, for example, the flagship. That's powerful. And ice snared ensnarers. For each successful hit scored by the ship with a boarding action roll, reduce the damage the enemy ship deals by 1. That's pricey for 5 points, but that's pretty good, because you're a boarding fleet, aren't you? Dwarven clan beer. Add 5 to the ship's starting nerf value. They're all battered. That's a proper northern. Stormcaller. After deployment, but before the roll for wind in turn 1, the player with the upgrade may play a small rain squall anywhere in the board, but not within 3 of any certain ships or terrain. That's pretty cool. That's very cool. Yeah, wow. Included in the sets are also the 2 spell books, the Varangur and the Northern Alliance. I'm not going to go through every single spell there, guys. You can stop that and look at it if you want to. But we have got specific spells. Deceiver's Gloom, which is the Varangur spell. 6+, 3. Targets a casting ship or one friendly ship with an 8. Visibility to the ship targeted by the spell is reduced to 8. Beyond that range, visibility ship is blocked. This effect lasts until the end phase of the current turn. That's pretty cool. Winter's Bite is the Northern Alliance one. Targets a casting ship, every enemy ship, and fly within 8. Suffers 4 points of damage and decreases movement by 1. That's incredible. There we go. So that's the Northern Alliance struck Varangur starter fleet. Really impressive. They seem like a boarding faction, don't they? What do you think? I don't know. So we're now going to move on to the booster fleet. Booster fleet, 4 ships, little ships. I don't know what they are. We'll open them up and have a look, eh? So, yeah, I'm already thinking that this is quite cool. So it means you kind of have 2 fleets ready to go, don't you? So you have sort of 2 fleets ready to use here, don't you? And it's just down to the difference of the cards, which is pretty nice. Again, we live unbox. Throw a curveball that one, put it in upside down. There we go. Same again, guys. Bases, I'm just going to put in the tub. So 4 little ones, sails, side guns. Yeah. See some of the differences for those ships, and then, yeah, look at that. The models are just lovely again. They've really done a cracking job, Mantic, on all of these releases. I just think they're all incredible. Yeah, that's quite interesting, isn't it? Bit of a skull on the front there. I've started to think how to paint them. What colours do you think I should do them, or more importantly, as we're going through this, what do you think Rob should do? Northern Alliance or the Varangur? Let's have a look at the cards. Okay, it's down and dirty, nice and easy. So we have an icebreaker, which is a main battleship with a special Ram 2. Oh wow, that's pretty good. 36 points. And he has movement of 5, nerve 31. Structure points 42. Cruise strength of 5. 3 heavy on the sides, 2 light on the front. That's a really solid ship. That's solid. A skid. I apologise to if there's any Norwegian people watching. I apologise if I'm absolutely butchering these names. You'll have to sort of like give me a phonetic spelling. It's 14 points. A heavy and a light either side. It's got navigator, oars, and it's a support ship. Movement of 5, 21 nerve, structure points 28, crew strength 2. So this ship may always attempt to evade terrain, including rocks, and may do so with a +1 modifier to the evade test. Ooh, he's pretty nasty then. Going on to the squadrons, they're 8 points each, movement at 7, nerve 9, structure points 12, crew strength 1. Close gun, that's pretty good. Trapper. So if we look back at our main rules. Trapper, while within 6 of the ship, friendly ships count as having a grappling hook upgrade. That's pretty cool. So they basically are grappling hooks from most of your boats. I'm already seeing how these guys play. Guys are basically, we're going to move forward, grapple you, and just batter you. That's the be-all, end-all of it. There we go. So that's the Northern Alliance booster fleet. It's very straightforward, that one, isn't it? When you got masses of cards in the starter box and then not so many in there. But interesting ships. I like the mechanics for those. Very much like the mechanics for those. And I like the fact they've got little trappers and ships that can avoid things. Yeah, very cool. So, last but by no means least is the Northern Alliance of Varangur. Boos. Interesting looking ship. This is the XL. Massive shout out to Brian at the Empire Game Store, because when I told him my idea is I'm going to buy the Northern Alliance fleet for Rob, he actually threw this in for free. So big thank you, Brian, for that. We really do appreciate your support as always. Again, guys, there's a massive base. I'm just going to leave that. I'm just going to leave the base in the box, guys. We know what the XL base looks like. Okay, so it looks like you have 3 different prows. But first of all, look at that. That's pretty wow. Look at that. How crisp that is. There's some companies could learn some serious lessons here with how to craft decent flat pieces of resin. They really could. Then obviously you've got the 3 different fronts, which I imagine are going to relate to the various ships that we can build. That's cool. I like that one. Oh, I think that might be the Varangur, but I'm just saying. Sails obviously on the side, and then extra little gubbins as well. They're really nice, beautiful bits. Anything you don't use, I mean, you can use it for terrain, can't you? So yeah, so that's the model. It's beautiful as always. Let's have a look at the cards. So Boost is a standard boat, and it looks like you've got a Northern Alliance and a Varangur special, which is cool. So let's have a look at the Boost first. So this is either faction. 95 points, yellow circle, 3 close out the back. Oh my God. 3 heavy, 4 close, and 2 indirect out of either side. That's no messing about. Movement of 3, 72 nerve, 96 structure points, and 8 crew strength. That is a proper warship. That's awesome. Okay, cool. For the Varangur, we have the Reaper's Mask. So it's named, it's 105 points. Nothing out the back, yellow turn, 3 heavy, 4 close, 2 indirect out the sides, and 3 close out the front. Oh my God. Movement of 3. Nerve 72, structure points 96, crew strength of 9, and it's got the Gaze of Korgan. Gaze of Korgan, and any enemy ship attempting to fire as she bears against this ship suffers -1 additional to the modifier. If an enemy ship begins its activation within 3 of the ship, it may not make any turns, unless they are part of an evade manoeuvre in the first move step. Nasty. So what do we think of that? That's horrible. 9 crew strength. However, for the Northern Alliance, we have the Valelian. Valelian? Named again. So it is 105 points, 3 close out the back, 4 heavy, 4 close out the sides, and 2 indirect to the front. Oh, I like the position of the weapons more on that. 3 movement, 72 nerve, 96 structure points, 8 crew strength, and it has got Icekin Assault. Icekin Assault, if this ship wins a boarding action, immediately roll another 3d10 for it to attack again with the same modifiers as the original attack roll. Any hits will cause further damage or crushing blows as normal. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cheeky. 8 crew, you still boost that, can't you? Let's be honest. They're both really nasty ships. There we go. So that's the Northern Alliance Varangur boost. And that brings us to the end of our unboxing video of the entire range, apart from the flyers, but we'll get to them in the future, right? So the big question there is, what do you think Rob should do? Do you think he should do the Northern Alliance or the Varangur? What ship combinations do you think I should build for him? And what ship combinations should we take? And what do you think of this fleet and any nasty combinations? They're definitely a boarding fleet. They're in your face, brutal, kick your head in, which is pretty cool. I actually really like these, and I think they'll fit Rob's play style of being able to take a lot of damage and deal a lot out as well. Yeah, I think they're put axe to face in the best of ways. Comment below, let us know what you think. Guys, thanks ever so much for your support. If you want to support the channel further, we do have a Patreon. It's £2 a month. It's not a massive amount of money, and it goes back into being able to do things like this for Rob, to get more boards, get more terrain, try more games. So if you want to check that out, it's linked in the below. If not, just drop us a like and a subscribe, and that'll be, you make you an amazing person forever. Do check out Brian at the Empire Game Store. He sells a full range of products, and he gives some incredible discounts for bunker viewers. And until next time, until we meet again on the far seas, stay safe, stay well, and happy hobbying.